Consider for a moment 3 types of people. The first person wakes up at 11 a.m. every day. The second person wakes up at 7:30 on the weekdays and 9 a.m. on the weekends. And the third person wakes up at 5 a.m. every day. Who among these people is the most successful? If you knew nothing else, I think it's safe to say that we'd go with the 5 a.m.er. And that's because we have this intrinsic understanding that early rising correlates with success. Why is that? The average YouTube video on the subject would say that the benefits of early rising are that you get time for yourself so that you can be grounded throughout the day, or that you simply get more productive hours in the day. But I think there is a third reason, and it's a little more esoteric. There is a concept in Vedic philosophy called Brahma Muhurat, which roughly translates to the auspicious hours. Auspicious is a word which here means conducive to success, or a sign of future prosperity. Now, why is this? In the early hours, the hustle and bustle of daily society hasn't started yet. The vibration of the atmosphere is still. And when the vibrations are still, any thought current that you send out into the universe has more potency. Your ideas, your aspirations, those currents can go out into the universe, take root and sprout far more rapidly. And every successful person, and especially every creative, has tapped into this idea at some point. Which is why a lot of productive people either stay up all night working or get up super early to do work. It's because they know that their best ideas come when the world is quiet. Swami Sivananda, who wrote the book The Practice of Brahmacharya, which maybe is the ultimate no-fap book, he also wrote a book called 20 Important Spiritual Instructions. The 7th principle in that book is brahmacharya, semen preservation, sex transmutation. But the first principle in that book, the very first rule that he starts with, is extremely early rising. And there is another principle that goes along with this, the act as if principle. If you want to be a really high position in a Fortune 500 company, or have your own startup, really make an impact and become really successful, or you want to be a really successful musician, actor, filmmaker, storyteller, writer, a lot of people with success on those fronts are early risers, or have a schedule that requires early rising. You know, Tim Cook, Bob Iger, the CEO of Disney, Howard Schultz, CEO of Starbucks. Those guys get up at 4:30 regardless of where they are in the world. The latest riser I can think of in the business world in a very high position is Sundar Pichai, the CEO of Google. He wakes up at 6:30. Actors and directors, they have to be on set. If you're on a really big budget movie project, they have to be on set by like 5 or 6 a.m. to do hair and makeup or to set up the shot. Why not conduct your life right now as if you operate on that schedule? If you act as if, intrinsically it starts to come about. And early rising also ensures that while you are activating the powers of the law of attraction, the law of correspondence, the law of vibration, all of that sort of wishy-washy stuff, you're also not a bum. You're an early riser. You're not just like some law of attraction hippie who's talking themselves out of work and putting crystals under their armpits. It's very hard to be on transmutation of the vital energy and being an early riser and to have your life be ordinary for too long. Extraordinary things just start to happen when you live by these principles. Because while they're just like principles that make sense through logic, there's also something vibrationally powerful happening through these practices. So don't just treat early rising as, yeah, it'd be nice if I was eventually an early riser. Go about it as if it's your Lakshman Rekha. The Lakshman Rekha is a principle out of the Ramayana, this Hindu mythological text, in which Lakshman is the brother of the king, and he when he draws this particular line, he draws a circle around this woman to protect her. No one can walk through that line because he has built up so much spiritual power that the rules that he set cannot be broken. Invoke that in your own life. I'm not saying you have to be a 5 a.m.er, but what is the earliest you can wake up consistently? You know, ideally before 7 a.m. What is the earliest you can wake up consistently while still getting the appropriate amount of rest you need every night to feel good? Set a time, stick with it, and don't deter from it a single day, not even on the weekends. You mix that in with transmutation of the vital energy while spending the most amount of time you can in the Brahma Muhurat. You know, I commit to 5:55 a.m. And only in the recent period that I've started this discipline, things are really taking off. I feel incredibly productive each day. And the same will happen for you. Because greatness is coming for all of us on this journey. Thank you guys so much for watching. And if you have any other thoughts you'd like to share in regards to the Brahma Muhurat, the auspicious hours, please share them with me. I'd love to hear from you. Until then, I'll see you guys in the next video. Cheers.